All right, everyone. Round two. It's the I'm Not Your Lawyer show. I'm Jason Seibert, brought to you by the Church of Blurt. There's only one religion. That's Blurt. Brought to you by Blockchain Jesus. Read the white paper in the dojo if you don't know. It's immutable and verifiable. There's only one true religion. We're bringing sexy back. This is my best chair dancing. Man. Telling you, Charlie, I'm here for you. It's Granger Danger. By the way, the Granger Danger segment, thanks to Chris and Junseth for bringing that to our attention right from the beginning. We got some great guests today. Danny Brewster's chiming in. What we really need, Charlie, if anybody can get in touch with Charlie, my Skype ID is right here for you. That's the Granger Danger. That's the Granger Danger. We're analyzing the AMA today on Reddit that Jason Granger and Charlie Shrem talked about. They created an entire transcript for use by the SEC and the FBI. Why? If you want to Skype in, that's my Skype ID, FJ Seibert LLC. We'll talk. I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll talk about the AMA. I posted the Reddit link in the Exotica channel so that you can pull this up on your own. I can put it full screen here for you to review while we go through it. In our first segment, we learned something important. We learned something really important. And I'm going to turn Justin down because this guy's been trying to bring sexy back for too long. The key thing we learned as a group, and I think everybody can agree to this, is that nobody gives a fucking dusty fart about some garbage company in Minnesota. Nobody cares. Maybe the employees do in Minnesota. I'll take that back. That's the employees there care, and the people that get their garbage picked up care, right? But some guy eating popcorn in Texas, and you, if you're sitting in South Africa or Hong Kong or Taiwan or wherever the fuck you're sitting right now, on your Friday night, tune into me, you don't give a shit about a garbage company. All you care about is that there's going to be some security that's going to be listed on the Ethereum blockchain. That's all you care about. And Charlie says, no, that's not why he's in it. That's not why he's in it because, well, he already said why he's in it. Because he wants to sell securities outside the United States and avoid U.S. regulatory action, which, by the way, under Regulation S, violates your exemption, so you are regulated. So everything that you wanted to do is just void. Yeah. So we have some comments coming in right now from the Exotica channel. Danny Brewster says he thinks they're going directly to jail. Now, earlier today, in the dojo, we were talking about what the odds were of Charlie going to jail. Instantly, we now have a use case for Augur. Let's see. Now, let's bring this back up. Let's get back into digging into this. Let me get this back on the screen. Oh, that's right. This is where we left off. Your initial coin offering is content of your website, but according to this disclaimer, you don't guarantee its accuracy. Why should I trust it? Nobody answered this question. I mean, you're talking about disclosures. You need to have appropriate disclosures. When you don't have disclosures, you have material omissions. When you have material omissions, you have fraud in connection with the sale of security. And your whole goal to not be regulated by the SEC is out the window. Because as we said and learned in the first hour, and this is very important, we learned this in the first hour, there is no exemption for fraud. There's no exemptions from regulation for fraud. That's important. But I know your lawyer had to have told you this. If he didn't, get your $250,000 back. Come see me, I'll charge you less. I promise. All right. Moving down the line, let's see. We have our answers. That's right. This is where we left off. Our notes from our attorneys. This is standard language for any time of investment, not type of investment, guys. It's any type of investment. And I think we all wish we didn't have to live in such a complex legal world. You know, the only people that wish they didn't have to live in a complex legal world are those that are trying to scam others within the system. If it was just easier for us to take your money and nobody give a shit, God, wouldn't that be great? I mean, it's just phenomenal. Oh. Here's Granger answering the question about versus PE investors, long-term, short-term. And here's what Granger says about the quick money. Because he wants to, that's right, we've got Far East movement right now in the background. They want their G6. So does Granger. And this is how Granger's going to do it. There's not a guaranteed fixed return, but the companies in our current pipeline, released tomorrow, he says, have strong margins, 15 to 35% with strong management teams. We structure equity with bank financing and seller financing to provide returns. We require the seller to have a 5-year board term to help us carry out their vision and help with the transition. Does anybody understand what that guy just said? I don't get this. I don't understand how this actually works. And this is what I do. I'm going to read this again. There's not a guaranteed fixed return, but the companies in our current pipeline, released tomorrow, have strong margins, 15 to 35%, with strong management teams. Okay, I got that. We structure equity with bank financing and seller financing to provide returns. We structure equity with bank financing and seller financing to provide returns. Wait a minute. That means in order to provide your returns that they're guaranteeing, they're borrowing money from other people to give you your returns. Now, anybody know what a Ponzi scheme is? Just anyone? I do. Charlie. Granger danger. Oh, God. All right, management fee for this fund, because it's small, they say, is 5% due to the smaller size, and we have a carried interest structure of 50-50 for the deals with recourse debt guaranteed by us. Who is us? And 80-20 for non-recourse debt. There's a 10% preferred return, and then the carry comes after investors are paid first. Get, you can't guarantee returns to your investors first when you have a debt obligation to the people that you owe money to. That we learned this, right, a long time ago. You can't pay somebody else's money with somebody else's money. That's a Ponzi. I mean, we know this, right? Please tell me you know this. Charlie, I'm here. I'm here for you. Listen, I'm not your lawyer. I'm just trying to help you out. All right, in the Exotica channel, turning to our viewers, we've got Danny. We've got BTC Danny. His comment, dear sir, we borrow money to give you money. Yeah, how is that going to work out for an investment process? Where are your returns coming from? You don't care, right? See, listen here. Let me tell you something. This is just some straight free advice. When it comes to Ponzi schemes, if you're going to be in a Ponzi scheme, if you're going to get involved with a Ponzi scheme, the best place to be is one of the first investors involved. You make so much fucking money. But the problem is you got to figure out when to jump. And then you got to live with yourself for knowingly being in a Ponzi scheme because somebody down the line is going to get fucked hardcore, right? But if it's not you and you don't have a conscience about that, great. That's what's happening. That's what we're doing today. We're fucking people with a Ponzi scheme. You just got to jump off first, all right? So if you want to buy into Charlie's Who Gives a Fuck garbage company in northern Minnesota, that's probably the Granger garbage company owned by Jason Granger, go for it. Just get in early and get out early. Ride the wave. Don't stay in it longer than a couple of days because, damn. Danny in the Exotica channel says, Mr. Madoff must be listed as an advisor to the Intellisys fund. That might be right. Getting back to our Granger Danger AMA today on Reddit with Jason Granger and Charlie Shrem. Here we have one person asking, please, can you explain in layman terms the last third from carried interest structure to the end? Investor words new to me are recourse, preferred return, carry clawback structure, loss carry forward. Here it comes. We will begin paying distributions no later than after the first fiscal year. We are building the smart contract to do this. So they don't even have it built yet. They don't have it built yet. They're doing an ICO in 2 weeks, but they don't have it built yet. It will also require a whitelisting process for offline addresses so that token holders can collect these distributions and register their security rights through a third-party KYC process. Everything will happen on chain. However, in the meantime, we'll be reporting financials of the portfolio and holdings on a quarterly basis and providing this to token holders as well as the broader community through an investor portal with audited annual reports. Anybody buying this bullshit? I mean, do you actually think this is going to happen? I mean, personally, I'd love to see it happen. I'd love to see it work. I'd love to see it be real. I mean, maybe. Okay. Getting back into it. Everybody's got their popcorn. You got your favorite beverage. It's Friday night. Here's a question. What is the equity life cycle management cost of a MIT investment startup versus a traditionally managed 1. Let's say the life cycle cost from seed round to A round, supposedly a successful exit. And you run a rough estimate on cost structure. Now, here's the question, the key question. What's this going to cost? And here's Bitcoin Charlie's response. Honestly, it's really difficult to understand the cost structure of typical private equity funds because there are so many hidden costs that aren't reported. Charlie, you're running that equity fund now. The costs aren't hidden to you. Now, supposedly this is Jason Granger responding. And if Jason Granger is saying that the costs are hidden, and he's been running these funds, how are they hidden to him? Oh, if Charlie's in the dojo, send him my way. Have him click the link. Encourage him to come join. We have to have this conversation. Have him Skype in. He refuses? I'm here to help, Charlie. Oh, God. All right, getting back into it. If these are hidden costs and the guy's running the equity fund, there's problems right from the beginning. I mean, how do you as an investor, if you're going to invest in this, let me get close for a second. If you're going to invest in this, in the Granger Danger Ethereum fund, and you don't know what the costs are, knowing, of course, that management costs get taken first before your dividends. If you don't know what those are, if there's no estimate of it, if you can't tell what they're going to be, and you're the guy running the fund, and this is what you do for a living, there's no reason to invest in this fund because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Run away. Every other fund out there will tell you exactly what their management structure and fees are going to be. They're going to tell you, and they put it right in their prospectus. And if they don't, it's a material omission, and it's fraud. And right here, they're saying they're not going to tell you because they don't know. Dear sweet baby Jesus in a manger. All right, moving on. Bitcoin Finder, he got 1.2 hours ago for this, says so many smaller investors instead of a few big investors might get a closer connection to the owned companies and maybe will bring them more business and help in other ways. This could be an efficiency. Businesses supposedly do get weaker without a strong owner, so it will be interesting if you can hold strong voting rights while still decentralizing risk and reward to a web of token holders. All right, Bitcoin Finder doesn't understand that nobody gives a fucking dusty shit about this garbage company. They don't. They don't. They just want to see the price pump because it's on the Ethereum blockchain. It's the DAO. They want to see the DAO explosion. That's it. 1 second. We're getting a text. Maybe it's Charlie. Oh, is it? Charlie has agreed to come on the show next week. This is great. Absolutely fantastic. We'll schedule it. We'll get Charlie on. That's amazing. What shall we do? Shall we continue on or shall we save the content for next week, guys? I'm going to put it to the Exotica channel for the vote. You want more? People want more. Of course you do. Here's the you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a fucking Exotica honk right now. You want me to stay on? I've been going for almost an hour now. put tips in my jar. Come on, bring the cash. I'll eat popcorn. We'll stop recording while you pay to play.